back to the channel. I'm Sabythesimmer, aka Sabythesimmer. I hope you're doing well this Friday. Happy Friday! Yeah, this video is up today and not yesterday because I didn't want two videos like one after the other like that, so I want a day in between. I'm thinking of even switching up my schedule to like maybe not have a specific day that I post, but I just get out 2 videos in the week. I personally like structure and I need routine, so it helps to have a specific day where I know my content's coming. So I don't really want to leave it up until just I decide what 2 days the videos go up in the week, because I feel like that can get a bit difficult. Like it can get to the point where it's just like there won't be any videos because I'm just like, it can be any day. So I need structure for myself. I need self-discipline, otherwise I'll do whatever the bloody hell I want to do, and you know that doesn't really get the results that I want. So yeah, I need to figure that out. I need to figure out if there's days that you guys prefer videos to go on. Do let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that, because then that'll help me kind of figure it out. If you prefer videos on the weekend or the weekday, personally for me, because I don't work at the moment, it's more enjoyable to have videos during the weeks and I have something to watch, because weekends I normally want to binge watch like series and stuff like that. So yeah, or like do things or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I digress. Just if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I had to re-record this voiceover because my audio, I don't know why I'm having audio issues in every facet of the bloody content creative space. Twitch is bugging for me. This voiceovers are bugging and my voice is going. I don't even know what happened to my voice actually. I don't know why I sound like that. But yes, we're back with recipe build today. I did a base game renovation of the Streamlet single build that's in Willow Creek. It was originally a starter home and it still could be, but it's just not starter home money. If that makes sense. Like a starter home is like 20k and this build is definitely over that. It's 44k and some change. So yeah, it's a little bit of money there. I wanted to do a realistic renovation, so I didn't want to like change the floor plan and things like that. So I kept the floor plan pretty much the same. I didn't change anything. All I did was like knock down the wall between the kitchen and the living room, so it's kind of more open planned, and I had a little bar breakfast area, kind of like island thing. I don't think I'm explaining that very well, as always. And then replaced like windows and doors and things like that. I've also added a garden onto the side of the build because there's no space at the back of the build. There's some space on the side, so I did add like a little garden on the side of the build, which I think was really cute. It turned out cute. Stuck with the same 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So yeah, the only thing is when I play to sit, the bedroom, they scoot on the bed, but I think it's because of the plant. But I kept the plant in the build. So if you have 2 Sims and you don't want one of them to scoot along the bed, get rid of the plant that is like on the left side of the bed, like where the door is. There's a plant there. The Sim can get in the bed, but they just go to the other side and scoot over. So that can be annoying if you have 2 Sims and you want one to like get out of bed, then you have to wait for the other one to get out of bed. So that can be annoying. But if you have 1 Sim, it's fine. If you have 2, I would say get rid of the plant, but I wanted it there for decoration. But yeah, it's not necessarily like a problem, but if you don't want to deal with the scooting, then yeah, you can just get rid of the plant. It's not a big deal. It doesn't really compromise a lot of the build, so it's fine. But yeah, like I said, just a renovation. Is just base game. And if you didn't already know, base game is free. And I know some people was confused, but yeah, base game is free from now on. Like it's not gonna change. It's free forever basically. And it is a very smart business move. They've done the base game, they put it for free, and then I'm pretty sure the same day they got the 50% off of the packs, which I believe is up until the 1st of November, I believe, or like, yeah, I think that's so. But yeah, I did get some packs myself because I can't help myself. I hate capitalism, but then I also love The Sims, and I also kind of disappointed in The Sims at the same time, but we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword at some points. Landscaping I kept pretty simple. I also used not in-game, but like the build and buy landscaping, like plants, flowers, things like that. I didn't go into debug for this build. To be fair, I just didn't want to go for debug. I didn't want to have to scroll and debug, so I just kept it the same. And I kind of felt like, you know, the way EA builds, they don't use debug for landscaping, so I just thought I'd keep the same theme. So that probably bumped up the house price as well. Originally when I went into the kitchen, I was going to have like half of the wall still there, because I don't know what I was planning. I think in my head it worked, but then it doesn't make sense in like the game. Like I didn't think it through very much. I kind of wanted to do an island to keep the wall, but if I had an island and kept the wall, there would literally be no way of getting into the kitchen. So yeah, I quickly realized my mistake there and switched it up. But yes, getting into the whole Sim Summit thing, because we didn't get to speak about it. Yeah, it happened on Tuesday, and I didn't get to speak about it because obviously the video went up on Wednesday and it was pre-recorded as well. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. Not necessarily about the whole summit in itself. There was just elements of it that was kind of disappointing as someone who plays the game, who's someone who is not white, and it was just a bit like, oh, okay, the lack of representation in the game that kind of pretends to care about representation is the weird one. It was a weird one. I'm very much like open to speak about race, inclusion, diversity. I've created lifestyle content around that basically on my other platforms. I'm very open to speak about race. Like that was literally, I wouldn't say my brand, but I was very much like very outspoken on those topics. So it's weird to come into the Sims community and like just like focus on the Sims. Like part of me was like, oh, I just want to focus on the Sims because this is what people came here to see. But I also get the like feeling of like, oh, people don't really know me because I don't really speak a lot about me necessarily. I just speak about the builds and Sims and things like that. But it's kind of hard to find that balance because in my mind, I'm like, it's a game I want to just enjoy. I don't want to have to think about like those serious topics. But at the same time, it's really hard as someone who hasn't got certain like privileges. Like I think about these things all the time. Unfortunately, it means there's not really a day that goes by that I'm not confronted with the fact of like I am not, you know, the standard. I said it with quotation marks. So like, not to sound dramatic, but like that is my reality. It's not, you know, it's not a shock. I don't think anyone hears and goes, what? Like it's pretty obvious. But yeah, obviously here in like the UK, my experience with race and things is very different to anyone else in the other world, because like in the world generally, because it's just a different experience. Like here it's very covert, so you almost like in the UK you just feel insane when you think about racism because everyone convinces you that it's not a problem basically, but it is. Everyone, we know it is, but no one wants to say it is. So that's the problem that we deal with here. But anyway, the Sim Summit, it just felt like the fact that they said, you know, the Simmers that make the community, and there was like one black Simmer. I was like, so you're telling me there's only one black Simmer that makes the community? There's no like Indian descent, there's no like other races that represent the community? I was just a bit confused. I was like, do you know what this kind of says about the community if it's like there's only one? When I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can name more than one black Simmer that is, you know, doing well on this in the platform and like representing the game and the Sims. I was just a bit like, this is who you chose? Like that was it? I was like, okay. And it was a thing like they had a montage. They had several slots available, obviously, because they had several people shown. A few people I didn't know, which I guess is a good thing, because sometimes it is like repetitive when we see the same faces over and over again, because it kind of means like, okay, are these the only people that play the game? And I'm sure there's other people who have a slightly smaller platform or just not as obvious of a like search than others, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was just disappointing. I just want my game to represent me a bit better and my like culture and my experiences a bit better, because it's a life simulation game and like it's one of a kind, and The Sims has the abundance of opportunity to make this game super inclusive. Like I'm so in this day and age, you can't tell me you don't have the resources and the money when it's a company so huge. So I think when people get frustrated or upset is because it's like, you're not a small company, you're not a team of two, like you're not overstretched if you outsource to find someone who has expertise or knowledge and experience with certain things. And like it's not hard, so it makes it feel like it's a deliberate choice when the choice is there. If you have access to everything, basically, like you're deliberately making a choice not to use that. It feels a bit like deliberate. So I think that's why people get frustrated and annoyed, because it's like you have the opportunity. Literally, I tweeted and someone was like, I would put myself forward to get involved to add some like African Caribbean food into the game. So it's like there are people there that could do it. Honestly, there are people there that can do it. There are modders that are already doing it. Get them to work on it in the game. Like, I'm very confused as to why that's not happening at a quicker session. It's the game shouldn't be 8 years old and we're getting skin tones that are more inclusive. I don't know, when was that? 2 years ago maybe? Like, it's really hard to like be happy about these things, but like to enjoy the game, but also be like, oh, there's like things that are kind of compromising my own integrity and my own morals here. But yeah, on a guess a brighter note, we're getting like infants, which they've explained as like a separate life stage. So we'll still have babies, then we'll have infants, and then we'll have toddlers basically, and that will be like a base game update, so everyone have access to that. And then that will be next year, sorry. What else did they kind of mention? They kind of had the products of The Sims 5 essentially, like just earlier view of what they were working on, which is fair. I think that was all I can remember, to be fair. There wasn't much. There was some like clutter pieces and things that they showed that I was like, gimme, gimme, and things like that. But that's about it, to be fair. I've pretty much spoken for the whole video because the bedroom is the last room that I do. So yeah, I'm gonna be streaming today, which we're gonna be doing the Sims. So we'll probably talk some more Sim stuff today anyway on stream. I'm gonna be continuing with the occult baby challenge, which I've really been enjoying and I've missed. So we're gonna get back to it today. We should be having a Sad Clowns baby. So if you want to come and see that and see who the next baby daddy is gonna be, then head over to Twitch. I'm gonna be live, and the link for that is in my description. After you watch this video, come over. And also, if you want this build, it is up in the gallery. My gallery ID is Sabythesimmer or Sabira02. It is all in the description if you need those details. And I shall see you guys on Tuesday for a new video. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.